Happy weekend! It's the weekend and I can't see, it's so bright. Last weekend we went on such an amazingly difficult and death-defying hike. We're just gonna take it easy and do 2 regional parks today. So we're going to Tyne Head and some other obscure one before going grocery shopping. Just to take a break from the bigger ones, and then we realized we're maybe missing the proper footwear, so that'll be a future issue, but just taking it easy today, getting a little bit of exercise. Let's go!
Ooh. Actually our second time coming to this park, but we really like it because there's a lot of scenic spots and it's very peaceful, and also it's a very easygoing hike, mostly flat, lots of bridges and streams and relaxing sounds, and lots of cute dogs. There's also an off-leash dog park here that's huge, and unfortunately we can't go in because we don't have a dog.
A lot of different paths that you can go on here, and the trails itself is not very long, but there's a lot of bridges and rivers and streams that kind of make this a very interesting hike.
It's also easy to get lost because there's so many forks in the road. But
it's a good loss because you can't wander too far off the trail, and there's maps around almost every corner.
Yeah.
We're at the Guilford Town Center, and I've never seen a Walmart Louvre looking type thing, so we're just gonna go pick up some groceries and go looking for some hiking stuff. Morning, we are at Deas Island and it's a small little island on the way to Richmond, just off the highway. It's like a super small and short hike.
So since it's such a clear day, you can look across and see all of the mountains in the background. We found a very helpful sign that tells us which peak is what. In the distance you can see Grouse Mountain, Mount Seymour, all the big ones.
We found some picnic tables in the middle of a pond. Probably have to take a canoe out to go picnic there. Apparently we've come across another equestrian trail because we saw a few horses just trotting around, but we have not come across any signs of horse poo, so that's good.
In the trees there we see 2 bald eagles, and they're just chilling, I guess hunting? I don't know. Yeah.
You bring your treats?
I unfortunately did not bring my treats. Otherwise, I will have hold out my arm and they'll come to me. The horse is so destructive, it left potholes all over the ground.
Yikes, bro.
Yeah, careful, you're gonna trip on the pothole. There's a tunnel that goes from Delta to Richmond, goes under this river, and I don't know why people here are so fascinated by this tunnel. When we moved here, at least 2 people asked me if I've been to the Richmond tunnel, and yeah, here it is. We are going to cross over it, and it's quite exciting. Yay!
Coming from Windsor, we have our Detroit tunnel, and every time we cross through that, there's not much excitement there. And even when you drive through Detroit, there's like a ton of tunnels there too, so I guess we're just used to it at this point.
We're at the end of Deas Island.
Time to head back. It's probably about 2.4 kilometers coming here, but since it's so flat, it doesn't seem that bad.
So we finished hiking and we also stopped by Costco and Walmart to pick up some groceries. And now we're just gonna head home and cook up some dinner.
Yeah, we're gonna try something that we haven't done in a little while, so we have all of the ingredients to make it happen. Let's go home.
Now that we have all of the groceries unpacked, I'm going to get started on our dinner tonight. At Costco, we saw a kit for do-it-yourself fajitas, and basically it came with a couple of tortillas, some chicken, and lettuce, and that was $2 off. And we almost fell for the temptation of buying that, but we quickly realized that we could just buy the individual ingredients and make it ourselves. So that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to get started on making tortillas. Help me count so I don't lose track. 1. This is difficult. 2, 3. Of our first 20 kilo flour bag. What an accomplishment, eh? I'll just dump the rest of it in there. It's all guesstimation. A third of a cup of oil. And the last thing is a cup of warm water.
While we wait for the dough to rest, we're going to prep all of the stuff for the filling. We got everything done. We got some tortillas made by Sam, and I pan fried it, and then we made some ground beef. I don't know what it is, but we just stuck all the seasonings into it. Some stir fry, whatever this is, caramelized onions, and we got a mountain of lettuce. Salsa. Oh, I'm excited. Let's dig in. We haven't had this in a while. This is exciting. And Sam tried a new recipe for these tortillas.
We used to make these all the time back in Toronto. I like this one better. More soft.
Always starts out very clean and then it gets really messy. It starts from the plate and then goes to my hands and then my face. That's the progression. For throwing a bunch of spices into some meat, this turned out really well.
Yeah.
It kind of tastes like the taco seasoning almost. Even though the meat's a little on the salty side, when you put it together like this and without anything else, it works really well.
For sure. How much do you think this cost in total? This was the most expensive.
Yeah, meat's always the most expensive. I would say it's probably like under $10.
And then we'll have so much leftovers too.
I can definitely see the appeal for like families with kids and they don't have time to like make all these tortillas and stuff, because maybe here you save like $5 and I guess at the end of the day it wouldn't matter for them. Since it's COVID and we have nothing better to do and we enjoy cooking and doing this stuff, and while we have time, it's cool. We've been to a lot of regional parks and we went on a lot of hikes, and ate at a few different restaurants and visited almost like every Costco in BC. So what are you looking forward to doing?
I guess we've always talked about doing that Victoria trip, or Vancouver Island, I should say. Like that road trip, right?
Yeah, for sure. That's very high on the bucket list. And actually we have some plans with some people to do it, but we'll see how COVID looks. If it wasn't for COVID, I think like we would be doing a lot more like trips on the weekends and going a little bit out further out east.
Also, we haven't actually been downtown yet. Like the big tourist attractions like Stanley Park, Canada Place. Is that what it's called?
I'm sure there's like museums and aquariums and maybe lots of food things that we haven't visited. The issue with going downtown right now is like the weather is a little bit spotty, and also the fact that like you have to pay for parking downtown and it's a little bit more complicated. So we're actually waiting for maybe like a long weekend where we can get like a hotel for a few nights and then just like do all of like morning to night activities. But both of us coming from such a small town, we're not really too excited about big cities like downtown Toronto. When we were living there, we never really visited too much.
Also, right now we're limited in some of the types of hikes that we want to go on, because we realized that after last week's hike that our footwear is not good for long hikes like that. Our Blundstones, we really messed up like the toe of our Blundstones from kicking rocks and all that kind of stuff.
We want to be able to leave some like the really breathtaking hikes for like later in the summer and when the weather gets a ton better. I'm going in on my 5th one.
Wow, this is my 3rd one.
Wow, that was really good. I enjoyed this thoroughly. I always love food that is interactive and shared. Thanks for joining us this weekend, and stay tuned for next week because we actually have a very, very special surprise in store. So we'll just leave it there.
Wait, what? Next week? Oh!
Until next time, peace.